What's cracking, people? So, yeah, so far turning people, that's good. Guys, give me one or type anything in the chat if you can hear me, because if you don't, this is gonna be a weird live stream I'm gonna talk about. So, hi to everyone attending. Welcome, guys. Fire here from Studios.com. I know you're used to me saying that, and just type, yeah, I can hear clearly. Okay, so everything is okay. First of all, I wanna not set some rules, but I'm going to tell you, like, in these live streams, don't ask about create this tutorial, create that tutorial, do this, do that. Instead of here, I'm trying to give you tips and tricks how to learn better, how to learn more effectively. And I'm trying, at the moment, I will not look at the chat because it will be distracting. I'm trying to talk about, and 28 people now. Welcome all, guys. Thank you for attending. This is really cool. These live streams are really cool because a lot of you guys are attending. And anyways, going back to my point, try to ask things that will be useful for your learning in terms of learning effectively, learning better, getting better in, and learning game development in less time. So we have a chat or comment system on YouTube for your suggestions to create a video about this, about that. And that is where you can leave those comments. Anyways, I'm going to get to my point and talk about what we have in this live stream. And for that time, I'm not going to look at the live chat because it will be distracting. I will leave like 5-10 minutes before I end the live stream to answer your questions. Anyways, what I'm going to talk about this week is finish what you started. Basically, that's also called like a shining, I forgot how, shining syndrome. I'm not sure. Anyways, the point of that is that a lot of beginners, me included, when I was a beginner, I started a lot of projects and I did not finish any single project. In our case here, it comes back to learning. Literally, I publish a tutorial that is 1 hour or 2 hours, in like 2 minutes has not passed. And I see comments below, oh, create a tutorial about this, create a tutorial about that. But guys, you did not even finish the tutorial that I just published. It has 2 hours, and it's been 2 minutes since the tutorial was published, and a lot of people are like, create a tutorial about this, create a tutorial about that. I'm covering a lot of things in these tutorials, and I'm talking about tutorials. It doesn't matter if they are mine or if there are some other tutorials that you're watching, but get in the habit of finishing things. Like, if you start watching something, finish it till the end, because in my particular example, I get a lot of questions from people like, can you do this? Can you do that? And I just published a tutorial. It is 2 hours or 3 hours, but the thing that you're asking is covered in 1 hour and 30 minutes. So basically like that. And when you get in the habit of finishing things, you will not only learn better and retain the information that you have. Also, when you start creating your own projects, you will not go from project to project to project, because this is a really huge example that a lot of beginners and even a lot of developers who are more experienced are facing. So you need to finish. I just looked at my phone, so looking at the time. So you need to finish what you began. If you start going from one project to another project to another project, first of all, you will never finish your game. And you will always have half-completed projects that you will never finish, that you spend your time working on. And it's the same exact thing with tutorials. So if you start learning this tutorial and you don't finish it, then you start another, you don't finish it, what is the point of that? And a lot of beginners, I get a lot of these questions, and I'm giving you advices based on the feedback you're giving me, based on what I see the situation is, and based on my experience, and also with talking with all other developers in person and online. So if you have a tutorial that's like 2 hours, 3 hours, finish that, go through it, go through the complete tutorial, because instead of, I'm talking my particular example, instead of creating a tutorial, okay, how to move a character, then another tutorial, how to shoot with a character, then another tutorial, how to make a character jump, I create all that in a single tutorial. So you go through it one by one, step by step. You can always pause, you can always rewind, you can have a notepad or a notebook where you write, okay, this tutorial, I'm up to this point, and these are the points that I've learned. And this is the better way to learn. These are my 2 cents. You don't have to do anything what I tell you on these live streams or whatever I tell you in my emails, but I'm just telling you how you will benefit more and how you will learn in shorter time. When I started to learn how to make games, it took me 1 year to learn everything that I'm teaching you guys here. I mean, not everything I'm teaching here. I learned a lot of things along the way and through my experience, but it took me 1 year to learn. I have students who learned from me literally in 2 months, in 3 months, and they started working freelance. They started working in game studios. And that is because they followed this step-by-step process that I gave to them. And that made their learning much faster and more effective. So next time when you start learning, get in the habit of finishing things. Same as if you're practicing. So you started to practice, you're following tutorial, but separately you created a project where you want to practice on your own. Make sure that you finish that project, no matter if it's not good, no matter if that is not something that you're gonna publish, no matter whatever. Just get in the habit of finishing things, because that way you will only benefit more and you will learn faster. You will learn quicker. So that is the point of this. And a lot of people have issues with this. Okay, so this was my point. I'm trying to make this like as short as possible in these live streams and then leave a few moments for questions that you guys have. So I'm going to go through your questions now, and please add something that is specific to learning instead of creating, publishing games, and so on and so forth. How to plan before making a video game. Well, I'm going to have, it's really good that you asked that. And this is Shrey TS. Okay, so it's really good that you asked that, because probably not the upcoming week, but the week after that. So on the 25th, I'm going to start a free live challenge where we're going to learn this thing. So we're going to learn how to research a game idea, how to come up with a cool game idea, create a viral game, create a game idea that people want to play. So yeah, look up for that. I will invite you guys via email. I will also advertise that. So that is going to be a really cool event where we're going to have a lot of fun and learn a lot of cool things. So yeah, stay tuned for that. You can ask more questions. So does good system is needed? Does good, I don't understand this question. What's the best uses for loops and for each loops? I said don't ask these things. These things we can ask in the Facebook group and in the comments. If you want specific techniques for learning better, for retaining information better, because that's the main point of these live streams. Because I see a lot of guys, me included, I had those issues. So from where should I start in Unity development? From C#, that is like, you're going to start from learning how to code in C#, then you're going to move up the ladder, create some basic game in Unity. You can follow tutorials on my channel for that. Like you have Monster Chase, you have Gravity Runner, you have Fruit Eater. Go through those tutorials. They are beginner friendly. Okay, doesn't matter which coding languages develop games. It does matter depending on which game engine you're using. So if you're using libGDX, you need to learn Java. If you're using Unreal Engine, you need to learn C++. If you're using Unity, you need to learn C#. So your language is connected to the game engine that you're using. I'm teaching Unity and I'm teaching C#. And yeah, that's that. Does a good computer needed for side game development? You can basically get a computer for $500 or even $400, and that is enough computer power, processing power, whatever, to create a game. So if you guys have more learning, at which age you start game development? At 23 or 22, I believe. 22, yeah. Talk about mobile graphics and other platforms. I will talk about that in tutorials, because I have a lot of upcoming tutorials for game development in terms of mobile. So probably the next 3 or 4 tutorials are going to be mobile game development, hyper casual games and stuff like that. So yeah. When it comes to learning a new programming language, how to learn it quick and keep the information. That is exactly what I'm referring here. So if you start something, if you concentrate on something, don't focus on 30 different things. So you started to learn, I don't know, Java or C#. You wanted to learn Unity, you started to learn C#. Concentrate on that and follow tutorials for that. When you watch a specific tutorial on a certain thing, and that you will do that after watching like a couple of tutorials. Don't do that like if you're right at the beginning. Do that after 2 or 3 days watching tutorials. Try to recreate the things that you saw. So if you saw, for example, I have in my tutorials creating a class. So try to create a class on your own. It does not matter if that class will do nothing. It does not matter if it has no purpose. The main thing is that you try to practice what you are doing. So that is the main thing, okay? Which language is C# or JavaScript? Depending on what you want to do. Can I still develop games Objective-C? Yeah, for iOS. Please make a video on how to build game for iPhone. Yeah, next couple of tutorials, as I said, are for that. What is the best way to learn coding? Because I've been learning C# for 6 months, but I still lack big time. Practicing. So this is from Lucas Tomasek. I'm hoping that I did not butcher your name. Practice. You need to start. I learned when I learned the most is when I started to practice. So I started to practice trying to create a game on my own, and it took me a lot of time. I remember I was debugging one simple bug for like 6 or 7 days. But this is how you learn. And this will be probably my next live stream. I will talk about effective learning, how to learn, how to practice the best way. And 52 guys, 52 people watching the live stream. I'm gonna end the live stream in 2-3 minutes, by the way. So, do you tend to do tutorials on shaders? Not sure at the moment. At the moment, no. I'm focusing on practical tutorials, like creating a full game from scratch, showing you the whole process, because I feel YouTube and internet overall lacks these tutorials, because that's more important. When you learn how to code, when you learn how to put a game together from scratch, it will be easy for you to learn everything about shaders and adding ads and monetizing your game and publishing. Those are the technical things when it comes to creating a game. So yeah. Which is better, learning programming from YouTube or school? Definitely from YouTube. Don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing for those people who are like, yeah, but technically I need to get a diploma, or you need to go to school. Okay, whoever wants to go to school, he can go to school. I personally dropped out of college because it was boring. It was not challenging for me. They were teaching like, for my first, I'm just going to give you the picture how that looks like. So for the first semester, which is 3 months, the plan was to learn what are variables, functions, and classes. You learned that in a 30-minute tutorial video on YouTube. So yeah, how to make Fortnite. Yeah, okay, funny, huh? Kindly tell me your future tutorial topics. That will be a secret. So can we recreate retro games to practice? Of course. Which game you should create? The game that inspires you. So go back to the games that you played as a little kid and that inspired you originally to join in game development, to start with game development. Try to recreate those games. It does not matter if you're stuck with the bug for 10 days, for 1 month. This is how you will learn. If you have a specific bug and you search online for a solution, you finally find it, guess what? When you face that bug next time, because you will face same problems multiple times during your development career, next time you face a bug that you manage to solve on your own, it will be a piece of cake for you to solve. And that is how you retain the information. Where do you learn game development coding? Oh, that was a painful journey. That was a really painful journey. I tried to learn via tutorials, via books, and basically I learned it from all over the place on my own. Then I did find one guy, Andrew was his name, or is his name. He worked in Adobe. He worked on Photoshop, basically. On the Photoshop software. He was one of the contributors, one of the developers. And he was my teacher for a small period of time. But I learned coding from him, a couple of things in regards to coding, which helped me in game development to understand. Because in order to learn how to make games, you only need to understand in C# how to use a class, what is inheritance, how to use interfaces, variables, functions, and all of the good things, while loops, for loops. This is what you need. And then everything after that will be easier. So yeah, basically that's. How can we manage game development task? How can we manage game development? I don't understand that question. Thanks for response, because I was about to quit game development, but I found your channel and gave you hope. Lucas, I was hopeless in terms of game development. As I said, it took me more than a year. I was like learning and coding and writing down notes for months, and I could not do anything. But the most important thing when it comes to how do you stay motivated when you're debugging, you need to have fun while you're creating a game. So this is the whole purpose. You need to love game development. If you don't love it, you will not have fun creating it, so on and so forth. But anyways, what I'm going to tell you right now, guys, please mark that. Put that on your notepad. Put that as a wallpaper on your phone. So put it like this on your phone as a wallpaper. It's impossible if you put the time and the effort in anything. In our case, learning game development. If you put the time and effort to learn game development, you will learn it. If you don't quit, you will learn it. It's not possible for you to learn for 6 months, for 12 months, and at the end you don't learn. You will learn. You just need to stick with it. Consistency is the key. That's what I talked about in my previous live stream. If you did not watch it, go and watch that. So 59 people, man, we are killing it with these live streams. Last time we had like 80 people. I'm gonna look to top these charts or our records for live stream events. So yeah, 58 now. Can you make level unlock system? We'll see. Blueprint, first teach about pros and cons. I never coded in C++, so I cannot tell. I have many game ideas. What is the most challenging step when you start it? Basically, knowing where to start. Because when I started, tutorials were not that good. Tutorials like spread all over the internet. You did not have the reason why I create these full complete projects is because I did not have those tutorials when I started. So I had tutorials like, okay, create a character, make him move, make him jump and stuff like that. And you're left to figure out things on your own. That's why I'm giving you the whole process of creating a game from an empty project, importing the characters, animating them, coding them to move, interacting with enemies, so on and so forth. You guys definitely. So the point of this live stream, go back, for those of you guys who just joined, go back at the beginning and watch where I talk about the importance of finishing what you started. That is really, really important. These tutorials are not for no reason. I'm not creating them because just amusement or whatever. I'm creating them to help you. And I'm doing research. I'm not creating everything like on my own. I'm asking you guys via email. You're leaving feedback. I'm doing surveys with you and you're leaving feedback what issues you have, and I create tutorials based on that. So that is a step-by-step process where I show you how to create this, how to create that, why am I doing this, why am I doing that, how to put that together. This is how you should think about, this is how your brain should approach when you are watching my tutorials specifically. I'm talking about my tutorials only because I know how I structured them and how I created them. That's why it's really important that you finish them. So if you did not finish the FPS shooter, I know it's 8 hours, but you will benefit, not I, you will benefit. I already know those things and you want to learn them, so yeah. Why do you make tutorials? What is your main purpose? I love that. First of all, I enjoy this. It's really cool. And this is my answer to Orkun. I'm hoping I did not butcher the name. First of all, I love doing this. I enjoy, I have fun. I love creating tutorials for you guys. Second, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm like impacting a lot of lives here. I have a lot of, I don't know if you guys went on the success stories on my website, go on awesometunes.com and go on success stories and you will see why am I doing this. A lot of people got jobs because they learned how to code and make games on my channel. A lot of people are working as freelancers. The other day I got one thing that not a lot of you guys who leave me messages that you got a job and stuff like that don't want to do interviews with me, video interviews, so that I can show it to you guys. But the other day I received an email from a guy who told me like, I got a job, now I'm able to support my family. And that's just amazing. I know for you, but that's just amazing. I wanted to do a one-on-one session with him as a case study, but he's shy or for whatever reason, he did not want to do it. Anyways, which book should I choose to use Learnity? Watch tutorials in the beginning. Books are confusing for beginners. And I'm going to finish this live stream probably in 2-3 minutes. So yeah, we're 17 minutes in. Is Buildbox good? It does not require coding. Depending on what you want to do. I don't know if you can get a job or work as a freelancer using Buildbox anywhere. I did not use it. I think that it's not, the software looks cool though. I did not use it, but I don't know if you can get a job somewhere working with Buildbox. If you want to create games like a hobby, just publish them, then use Buildbox. But if you want to be, one thing that I'm not sure a lot of people realize when they come to this channel, it's not only about game development and learning how to make games. When you learn C# on my channel, what did I say? Channel. Anyways, when you learn C# on my channel, that knowledge is transferable to .NET, which means you will be able to create mobile apps, web apps, desktop apps. It's not only about game development. The knowledge that you learn here, the same principles apply in software development. Classes, object-oriented programming, functions, variables, interfaces, how to structure things, all that applies in software development. So if you learn how to make games now, and I don't know, after 2 years you get bored or whatever, and you want to learn how to make games or how to make apps or desktop apps or mobile apps or whatever, you can just switch over there. You will just need to learn some other things, maybe a couple of them, but you already know the foundation for building everything. So yeah, basically that's that. 62 people, man, rock! Anyways, your Unreal Engine, when it comes out, I don't have an Unreal Engine. I'm only focused on Unity because I think Unity is beginner friendly. They are there. I'm not comparing. I'm not those guys who are like, oh, dude, the Unreal Engine is better, Unity is better. If you want to use Unreal, use Unreal. If you want to use Unity, use Unity. But I personally think Unity is better. I find it much easier. I find C# easier than C++. I find the interface of Unity much easier, more beginner friendly. So yeah, that's what I know. I'm new, and tell me how to start game design. I already know coding in C++ and difference between designing and development. C++, if you want to learn Unity, then go and watch my tutorial. So start with C# if you're not sure with C#, and yeah, just follow the channel. I have strategic tutorials that I put out. So for beginners, if you're just starting out, start with my C# tutorial series. Then start with Guess the Number game. I also have that one. So you can choose Guess the Number game. I have Santa Jumper. I have Monster Chase. I have Gravity Runner, Fruit Eater. So these are the games that are the most beginner friendly I have on my channel. So you can start with them and move forward from there. I will have, by the way, 65 people. I will have, by the way, just a short announcement. I will have a free challenge coming up. Probably not the upcoming week, but the week after that, where we will learn the exact steps to come up with a game idea, validate it, test it out, prototype it, and all the cool stuff. It's just going to be cool, guys. You're going to learn a lot. After that, you will know exactly how to structure a game idea, how to make sure that you have a game idea and create a game that people want to play, because you don't want to create a game for 1 year and nobody wants to play it. So yeah. Anyways, what's the fun part in game making? If I have to tell you that, I don't know. For me, just hearing the keyboard typing, let me just go. I don't know if you can hear this. If you can hear the keyboard typing, for me, that is fun. I enjoy this. I enjoy having an idea in my head and being able to project that on a computer, and all of you guys can see it. So I don't know what you can do better than that. Can I make an AA game with the help of Unity? Technically, you can and you cannot, because creating an AA game is a lot of work. It requires a lot of years. If you're trying to do that on your own, if you want to create a game that's like AAA, it'll probably take you at least 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, 6 years or whatever, because those games have millions of dollars of budget and hundreds of developers working on them. Anyways, what topics should I learn to enter in game industry? Topics like AI, pathfinding procedure, etc. Tell me about these topics. You will not find a job where you're like specifically going to just work. Well, yeah, on AI, yes, you can, but just pathfinding, I don't believe that's something like that, or at least I did not come up on that or whatever. But basically just learn how to use Unity. One thing that and this is the last thing because it's 22, what the hell is wrong with my lighting? Anyways, it's 22 minutes. This is the last thing I'm going to tell you, and I will see you on the next live stream. Basically, in order to get a job in the game development industry, you don't have to be a pro coder. You can get a job as an intern, as a junior, just by knowing the basics of Unity, how to create the basic game, because you will learn a lot of things in your job. When you start working, you will learn a lot of things. So don't worry that you need to be a pro in order to get a job. It's not how it goes. It's not how it goes. I have students who literally had one game created on the App Store, and they got jobs as junior developers, because you will learn a lot of things in the company where you are working. Anyways, for those of you guys who turned in or showed up late, go back at the beginning of the video, watch the importance of being consistent, actually being able to finish what you started, go through the tutorials, starting your projects or whatever, finish what you started. Don't leave it. Be that a tutorial, be that a project. Don't leave it unfinished. Go through it. And yeah, basically that's that. 55 guys, we had 63 at some point, 65 actually. Thank you guys, I really love you. I enjoy these live streams. If you like them, please comment. I will do more every Sunday, a live stream every Friday, new video. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next live stream. Bye-bye.